Come with us where the corn is popped and the throwback Thursdays never stop. It's a magical land not far away. All you have to do is just press play. So hop on the couch and close your eyes. Gonna party like it's 99. Join us, watch the movies of our lives with Blockbuster Wives.
Welcome to Blockbuster Wives, where your two favorite 90s babies talk about movies from the era of a certain blue and yellow video rental store. I'm your host with the most, late V's, Shea Baby.
And this is Stacy, not always kind, but always rewinds. And you're listening to
Blockbuster Wives. Hey.
Blockbuster Wives.
Blockbuster Wives. Boom.
I love how the founder of Shrekfest said our podcast name.
Listen, you know what? It's funny that you mentioned Shrek immediately on this episode. Because it's also a DreamWorks production.
Oh, as is this film.
As is this film.
Which we heavily foreshadowed in our last episode. And then at the end, revealed.
We really, really fucking did. And if you didn't tune in to last episode, then you're not going to get to watch this episode. No, I'm kidding. But yeah, she's the man.
She's the man.
We're
starring Amanda Bynes.
Yeah, I think we're going to try to jump right in if possible, because last time we kind of took a giant Wisconsin-shaped detour before we even got to the movie. So
welcome back. It's Transformation Month.
Sure
and what is more of a transformation than Amanda Bynes?
Period. This is the third episode of Transformation Month. And next episode is also going to be so fucking great. But anyway. Yes. Which we also alluded to last episode.
Yeah, we basically said it. So that's why you gotta listen.
Yeah, you have to listen because you get all the little Easter eggs, the little crumbs that'll lead you to righteousness. So anyway, this movie's She's the Man, starring Amanda Bynes. Fucking great movie. If you haven't seen it, you haven't lived. And that's just on period.
That's it.
It's maybe one of the biggest bases?
Basis.
Question mark? Basis. It's one of the...
Right?
I don't know.
One of the biggest bases. I don't know.
One of the... Well, anyway, it's
a big fucking deal.
It's one of the pillars.
All right? It's a big deal.
It's a big deal. And then I'm dressed as a pickle. I didn't think I was going to laugh. So stupid. Ooh, okay.
I'm a big deal.
I'm like, we're not gonna detour them. We're
not gonna dilly or dally. 5 minutes in, Shay's dressed as a pickle. Uh-oh.
You feel me? No, it's one of the biggest pillars of. It's like, it's just so important to the shaping of our sense of humor. I mean, it's just reality.
Yeah. It's a great movie.
Yeah.
It's Amanda Bynes, which I feel like Amanda Bynes was just a big foundational pillar to our lives because we were very interested in comedy from a young age. Not a lot of female comedian examples. Amanda Bynes was one of them.
And not only a comedian, but she's like so physical too.
Mm-hmm.
And she's not afraid to be really, really fucking silly.
And it's rare that women do voices or are like allowed to do voices or like do silly voices, but she was all about that shit.
Yeah, from the fucking beginning of her career. So, shouts out to Amanda Bynes, who I believe, hopefully, she's had a little bit of struggles the last couple handfuls of years, which again, to be expected because child actor.
And very sadly, I do think this movie was the start of a lot of them, unfortunately.
Yeah, I know that she was diagnosed with bipolar and also she had addiction issues. Mm-hmm. So she's been in and out of like being treated and like blah, blah, blah. But I'm pretty sure she's on a stretch of sobriety, which is great.
Yes.
So shouts out to you, Amanda Bynes. We fucking stan.
You. Yeah.
And, okay, let's jump right in. I think I'm on corporate bullshit, yeah?
Yeah.
Corporate bullshit.
Some bullshit.
She's the Man is a 2006 American romantic comedy teen sports film.
Can we make Blockbuster Wife shirts that say, I'm a big deal, and then has our faces on pickles? Now it's all I can think about.
Do you like pickles, right?
I love pickles.
I fucking love pickles too. Okay, cool.
Okay, sorry, just had to get that evil out of me. All right, back to corporate bullshit.
Oh my god. Okay, She's the Man is from 2006. Okay, specifically, it was released on March 17th.
Which is right as Shea and I were finishing our first freshman year of high school, right?
Yeah, it was like
very
spring.
impressionable time.
Yeah, spring of freshman year, and that's about 2 years after we became best friends.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like right in the start of like, I was gonna say our juice.
Pickle juice.
Big. Oh my
The
god.
theme is pickles, ladies and germs.
She's the Man is gonna be heavily pickle themed for no fucking reason. Anyway. But yes, March 17th, 2006, we were freshmen. It was, we were like about to be done with our first year of high school.
Yeah, everyone's all excited about Laguna Beach, the OC, which we were excited about too.
Totally.
But we're also excited about Amanda Bynes.
Hardcore. I also loved Girls Next Door. Definitely.
Oh, like the Holly Madison,
Yeah.
Kendra, and other one show?
Fuck.
What was the other one?
It was Holly Madison, Bridget, something, and Kendra.
Okay, sick.
Yeah, love them to fucking death. They're so funny. Anyway, so yeah, Paramount Pictures, but it's also DreamWorks. March 17th, 2006. It's 105 minutes.
Love it.
Which is right around the perfect time.
Mm-hmm.
Again, if you don't know, 90 minutes is where it's at for us, but you know, a little stretch is fine. The budget for this movie was $20 to $25 million, like somewhere in that range, and their box office, nope, not at all.
See, but isn't it odd that this movie costs the same as Princess Diaries when it seems like a lot cheaper?
Yeah.
Like less locations, less famous actors, to be honest.
Yeah, Amanda Bynes is definitely the most famous. And then that other guy, the like bald principal guy.
David Cross. I love David Cross.
Yeah, he's really funny, but
I don't think at that time he was like commanding major money.
That's
like
true.
That
is true. Yeah, I think Amanda Bynes is the biggest star at that time. Now, there were some rising stars that we can talk about.
Channing Tatum
being the biggest one. And also the other guy whose name I can't remember, who plays he's the other dude from Step Up. It was like a Step Up universe with both of them. I
never saw Step Up.
So I never saw the first one either, but that's with Channing Tatum. The second one, which is my favorite and the better one, Channing Tatum's in it for a second, but the dude that plays her ex-boyfriend, and for some reason I can't remember what his name is right now.
Justin.
Justin. Justin is in Step Up too, and he's like the main love interest. So they're both fucking incredible dancers, made to be soccer players. So there's something in there.
All I could think of was watching Channing Tatum was, wow, in just a few short years he's going to be in the best movie ever made, Magic Mike 2.
Fuck yeah.
Don't even watch the first one.
Dude, I feel that way about Step Up.
Yeah, just go straight to the second one. It's better.
Yeah, just go to the second one. You would love Step Up too. We're going to watch it.
Okay.
That'll be one of our movies.
Is that the one with the song that was like...
I don't think so, but it has two of the best fucking songs.
You're like, no.
I'm like, no, but let me go into this really quick. Two of the best fucking songs of all time. Wait, hold on.
Or
He's licking me and I'm getting distracted.
I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna take it.
No, that's probably the first one.
Okay, goddamn it.
But no, but one of the songs that's in Step Up 2 that I fucking love is a song by T-Pain called Church. Get your ass to church. Goddamn, you think you're cool, you think you're not. So good. And then the second one is like your ass got the hiccups. Bounce like it was riding in my pickup.
Bounce.
Dude, the soundtrack for this fucking movie is nuts.
Well, when did Step Up 2 come out? Is it in the era?
It's in the era.
We'll have to do a dance movie one.
Oh my god. We have to. Okay, I just thought of a great one that we have to add.
Okay,
we'll talk about it. Okay. Anyway, so budget was 20 to 25 mil, which you would expect to be, way less than.
Yeah, let's say it's not all on the screen.
Yeah. Let's go there
to unknown places.
Yeah, exactly. And then box office was 57.2.
Okay, so a nice little profit.
Not
the smash hit of Princess Diaries, but
not at all. And then let me see here. It was. I don't think I said who it was. So it's also based on William Shakespeare's play Twelfth Night.
Which I never read, so I'm a little fuzzy on the plot.
Neither did I, but it's basically the exact same thing. The only difference is that Viola and her brother were twins who got in a shipwreck.
Oh.
And Viola made it out thinking her brother drowned, and so she pretended to be him to like...
Because being a woman then fucking sucked.
Yeah, I'm sure. So like
Yeah.
she got on this island and she's like, what's up? And it was ruled by like Channing Tatum's character, I think.
Okay.
And the kingdom was called Illyria, which is the name of her school. Anyway, it's a whole
12th
whole
night
thing.
thing.
But anyway, so it's like basically fucking exactly the same. So it's heavily based on that. And it was directed by Andy Fickman, who also was the director of like Paul Blart Mall Cop 2. And
I'll never forget when I saw the poster for Paul Blart Mall Cop 2 and it said bigger and blartier.
Jesus.
And I probably think of that like once a year. I'm like bigger and blartier.
And I don't know if I think I've talked about this before, maybe in like an earlier episode, but I have beef with Paul Blart because Seth Rogen.
He kicked you out of a mall once?
No. You know what? Wouldn't put it past me. But Seth Rogen wrote a movie about a mall cop way before Paul Blart came out. And when they wrote the script and they were like starting to make the movie, people came in, dove in, copied the entire idea and made it really quickly and released it before fucking Seth Rogen's fucking...
There's so many examples of that bullshit in Hollywood and it's just like really gross.
It's so trash. It's like, what the fuck is wrong with you? I think it was called Observe and Report was his...
And he did end up making it, right? Just
Yeah.
years later.
Yeah, it came out, I think, like pretty soon after. I'm not sure those details, but it did not do as good as Paul
I'm
Blart.
sure everyone's like, this is a ripoff of Paul Blart. And he was just like...
He's like, oh yeah, you're fucking kidding. So yeah, I have beef. Kevin James, love him. Not his fault, obviously. But I'm just like, dude, that shit is so trash.
Bigger and blartier? More like bigger and fartier. Dis.
Great diss, baby.
Thanks.
But yeah, he also he produced Hocus Pocus,
Wow.
Anaconda.
Anaconda like shook me to my core as a child. I bet it's not scary at all if we were to watch it now, but I was like, yo, there are snakes that be eating people.
I never watched it, but I know what it's about. I know like who it's starring and shit.
It's a very scary ending scene where you see a Paul Voight like fully iced and then spit out by a snake, and it's very gross.
Ew.
And I'll never forget it.
Gross.
Haunts my dreams.
That's fine.
I probably was like a cool 4 years old when I saw it too, which is not helpful.
Yeah, I wonder. Wait, let's see. It'll say right here when it was. Yeah, that was 97.
Yeah, okay.
So we were fucking 6 years old when it fucking came out. Insane. And I did not look up the Ebert review, so let me see really quick.
Oh, I did because I was so curious.
Okay, cool. I always forget. Okay, what is it?
You're gonna be pleasantly surprised. I think it was 2 stars.
Really?
Let me see. Ebert review. She's the man.
2 stars.
I'm
Okay.
pretty sure. Why won't Roger?
That's encouraging. Honestly.
Yeah, I spelled Robert Ebert so horrendously that it's like, who? Robert Ebert. Review. She's the man. He gave it 3 stars.
3?
That's why I was like, yeah, he liked this movie a lot.
That's
And this
awesome.
is such a sweet line he starts off with. He said, I didn't for one second believe the plot of She's the Man, but I did believe for the entire movie that Amanda Bynes was lovable.
Wow. And you know what? That's actually something I read in the IMDb, or not IMDb, the Wikipedia page was like, I guess like reviews for it were not that great, but she got raving reviews for the movie.
She's just an icon.
Which makes fucking sense. I mean, the movie should get rave reviews, but at least if it doesn't, people need to give Amanda Bynes her flowers. So I'm glad that they did.
Because she slays.
She fucking slayed this movie. So, yeah, if you guys don't know, I guess we could do a little summary of what it's about.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm just scanning the review too to see if he says anything else.
Yeah, please.
Says, in this role, Amanda Bynes achieves greatness, or maybe she has a thrust upon her. This movie is good-natured and silly, and at the end there's a big soccer game between Ilaria and Cornwall, during which both Viola and the real Sebastian are able to offer proof of their genders. Although when the PG-13 rating cites nudity, I'm compelled to report that the movie includes none of the naughty bits.
Well, that's really sweet.
Yeah, he liked it.
Sweeter than I was expecting.
Yeah, right? Like a much higher rating than I thought.
Well, that's very interesting. See, this is... it'll be interesting to look at the...
What was the Rotten Tomatoes review?
Good question. It should say right here. Hold on. Let me see here. Where are you? It is 43%.
Critics?
Rotten Tomatoes. Yeah, so critics is 43%, and then audience score is 79.
That's
So
right.
that makes
so
a
the
lot
audience
of
score is
sense.
higher than Princess Diaries. It's
Mhm.
fascinating. Yeah, it's like if you like this movie, you fucking like this movie.
And honestly, I find this movie way funnier. Like, Princess Diaries
Yes.
is funny, but like this is
But I don't
like,
laugh out loud. I laugh out loud at this movie.
throughout the entire fucking thing from top to bottom, I'm fucking dying. It's so good.
Yeah, Brent had never seen it, and I was like, I think you should watch it. I think you'll think it's funny.
Yeah.
And he was dying laughing, and he immediately said, he's like, this is totally your type of humor. And I was like, yup.
Yep. And like we mentioned in the last episode, I was watching it with my other best friend Joji, and he was just like, "This is you and Stacy." And I was like, "Yeah, it fucking is." I'm glad you
Major
recognize
influence
that.
on our lives.
Major influence.
Because she was in All That, which I know we were both obsessed with. And then she had her own sketch show as a child.
The Amanda Bynes Show, bitch.
Yes, I still want to say in court, bring out the dancing lobsters.
Bring out the dancing lobsters.
Because she does like a whole Judge Judy riff. That's amazing.
Dude, the fact she had her own like variety show. Like
Yeah.
shit was so lit.
I still am tempted to also say, "Meh."
Oh my! I'm picturing her in my fucking
With
skull.
those crazy teeth. Yeah.
Unfortunately, Dan, whatever his fucking name is, was also in charge of that show.
Oh, creepy feet guy.
Creepy feet guy. What's his fucking name?
don't
Dan
know.
Schneider? Dan Schneider.
Yeah, sus AF.
Fucking sus.
Did you read that girl's book that talked all about it? I'm glad my mom said.
Jenny.
iCarly girl.
I haven't
I don't know
yet.
her name.
I think the book's called like "I'm Glad My Mom Died" or some
Mm-hmm.
shit like that. I do want to read it.
Yeah, people say it's good.
I'm
And
sure
I
it
think-
is.
I think she talks a lot about him. I don't think she names him, but like everyone knows that's who she's talking about.
Yeah,
Anyone who's like, I want to work in children's entertainment, I'm a little like sus.
yeah, it's fucked up. It's really, really fucked up. But you know, what can you do? At
But
least
again,
we're
these child stars, we wonder why they don't have the smoothest lives. And it's like they're
Yeah.
surrounded by predators and creepy exploitative people. It's not good.
yeah, and like as bad as it is now, it was even fucking worse. Like
Yeah.
50 and whatever years ago.
Well, it is scary how like people know these like open secrets about who is like a literal predator, and everyone's just like, haha, oh well. And I'm like, what?
Yeah, I'm like, no, dude. Like, what? Like, how are you fucking getting away with anything? You should be fucking iced immediately. Like,
It's
what
like
the
how
fuck is wrong with
Hannibal
you?
Buress was like, I just made that Cosby joke because everyone knew about it. And
Yeah.
then, but apparently for some reason, that was the one
Buress.
time where everyone's like, wait, what? And then everyone's like, oh yeah, everyone just knows that.
Right, and he's the first
And it's
one
like,
that actually
what?
said something out loud about it, which is like, this shouldn't just be like,
Same thing with Weinstein. It's like, oh yeah, everyone knows he's like a creepy rapist. It's like, oh what?
so why the fuck wasn't anyone saying
Exactly.
anything?
Like, what?
And unfortunately, Louis C.K., like, everyone knew that was his fetish.
It's just
fucking weird.
wild. And it just shows you powerful people, like, they just get away with crazy shit.
So much fucking shit, especially if they're white,
Mm-hmm.
especially if they're rich, and work in Hollywood.
Yeah.
Anyway. Okay. So, what was I just? Oh yeah. So summary is basically, Viola is a teenage girl who plays soccer, and it's really, really important to her, but her team gets cut from her high school, and she's like, fuck. And then she tries to get on the boys team at her school, and they're just like, huh, we don't accept girls on our team. Girls aren't as fast as boys. Girls aren't as strong as boys. All this dog shit. So she's like, fine. And so she pretends and dresses up as her twin brother to go to the boarding school that he got accepted to and tries out for the soccer team. The school is called Illyria. And then there's a lot of different tangled web. Yeah. Yeah, tangled web that she gets involved in because of that.
Well, this is my perfect time to take out my very controversial soapbox that I tell everybody when this comes out.
Oh, I know exactly what you're going to bring up because I wrote it in all caps.
We need to integrate sports.
1000%.
It's just silliness.
It's time.
Let me just break down the common arguments I hear against this point of view.
Please do.
So people like this coach will be like, it's simply not fair because men are just so much stronger and faster than women. It's not fair. But when is sports ever fair for body types?
Exactly.
Michael Phelps is constructed like a goddamn flounder, like a fish man.
Yeah.
And he fucking wins gold medals because his body is just like made for that shit.
Yep. Or like basketball players being freakishly tall.
Yeah, no one says it's not fair that he's built like a fish so he's not allowed to compete. Mm-hmm. No one says that basketball player is simply too tall. He can't be allowed to compete.
Yep.
It's like, yeah, there's going to be body differences in sports. That's kind of what it's all about. However, that never stops certain people who are not conforming to those general norms from being great. There are amazing short basketball players.
Totally.
There are incredibly fast, like it just doesn't matter.
It doesn't.
It's like everybody's different. Your biological sex, whatever you want to say that you're assigned at birth, does not necessarily mean you will be good at bad sports.
Nope.
And there are women that are huge and strong and fast. And there are men that are tiny little shrimpy dudes who can't do shit.
Fuck yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
So I don't want to fucking hear it.
Me neither.
Just because, the averages might congregate in certain areas. Guess what? Sports isn't about averages.
No. In fact, it's about like basically superhumans that are coming out and like entertaining us.
Exactly.
That's like what it is. Yes. It doesn't matter what your assigned sex is.
Regardless of their goddamn genitals.
It is really all about your body. Like the size of your body, your abilities, but it should not be fucking gendered. Like it's insane. And honestly, 50 or whatever years from now, we're going to be looking back at this being like, that's fucking dumb as fuck and weird. Like what were they thinking? Exactly. And then people are going to bring up this episode of Blockbuster Wives and be like, aha, they always knew.
And the second thing is people will inevitably point to a single example where they're like, they let a trans woman compete in this and she beat everybody. Okay, again, it's like sports is always going to have outliers of different bodies, no matter how much you try to separate people into two camps.
Totally.
But it's also like, guess what? Women beat records that were previously held by men all the time. Mm-hmm. And just because the male record might be like fast or whatever, it's like clearly they are capable of doing it. It's more of a resources and funding problem. If we convinced women that they did have a future and money in sports, guess what? More women would go into it. Tall women would be more likely to like make that their career. Strong women would be like, oh wow, this is actually like a viable career path. Like it would just happen that like it might take a little while, but everyone would catch up to each other.
Absolutely. I'm on this train too. If anyone disagrees, you're misogynistic, and that's all it is.
Hate you. Bye.
Because genuinely, misogyny is masked by being like, this is science.
This is and the coach says
and
that.
He said, I know.
He goes, it's not just me. It's, what did he say? Verified science.
It's science.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, the fuck it's not. It's fucking misogyny. And you're masking it as like, this is just the way it is. It's like, no, bitch. Like, I can name 50 dudes right now that couldn't lift as much as me, that aren't as strong as me. It doesn't fucking matter. Like, it literally doesn't fucking matter. It's so dumb. Anyway.
Anywho.
Anyways.
Soapbox put away for now.
My microphone is still out. Rooting for my wife. Who is so right. And she's been saying this for a long fucking time.
Yeah. People are always like, wait, what?
We're like, yeah.
I'm like, yeah.
Yeah,
no,
bitch.
It's dumb. And I understand, like, culturally, we can't have, like, somebody who looks like a man, like, hurting someone who looks like a woman. But it's, like, also, like, that's, like, kind of condescending in itself that women can't handle being tackled or
especially
fighting or whatever.
Especially when that's, like, inherently part of the activity.
Right, like, they're not just, like, wailing on somebody. It's, like, the sport. So it's like, if the sport is too violent, maybe that's the problem.
Right, like, maybe if you're gonna really bring it up, like most of the sports that are too violent for men and women to play together, it's because they're kind of like way too violent anyway.
Right, exactly. Regardless of like who's getting laid the fuck out, like it just is violent.
Right. It's like we could talk about all the head injuries that like football players and rugby players get all the fucking time because it's just like a really violent fucking sport. But you're not talking about like, oh wait, that guy's hitting that guy and he's smaller. It's like they agreed to this. They're professional fucking athletes with and like
it's a good way to get a lot of money.
Yeah.
And I want my ladies to get paid.
Exactly. Ladies should be getting paid. Speaking of, ladies do not get paid as much as male athletes.
Right. And it's like, oh yeah, I wonder why there's a gap
Totally.
Like, yeah, it's a resource problem.
So if we all just and get on the same fucking page, women could get paid, and that's it. Period.
And like, can we start with like bowling? Like, can we start with the basics? Like, there are some sports where it's like, I truly, there is no justification that even these like, it's science people can really come up with. And yet it's still separated by gender. And it's like, why?
Totally. It doesn't make any it really doesn't make any fucking sense. It's dumb as fuck. But anyway,
where were we? I'm like, it's
the
been
very
an hour.
beginning. We were at the very beginning, but you know what?
It had to be said.
And it is really important because it is like a societal issue where we're not encouraging women that they could make a shit ton of money and be professional fucking athletes.
Because guess what? They can't. There's no money.
Yeah. So if we just all get off our fucking dumb shit and all agree to what Stacy and I are always talking about, then maybe we'll get to a better place. Anyways.
The cue after school special music.
Tale as old as time.
Yeah, I don't know why I sang Beauty and the Beast.
Okay. So the movie starts off and Amanda Bynes and like all these like cute like teenage soccer players are barefoot playing soccer on the beach.
Ouchies.
Dog. Yikes. I can't play regular fucking soccer.
And they're
with
falling and tackling like crazy.
And the way that how hard they're fucking kicking and like people are running into each other. I'm like, dude, how are you not all breaking your fucking femur? Like I don't.
Yeah, and it's like packed sand. It's not soft.
No, like holy fucking shit, y'all are real athletes. So it shows their like athletic ability and like we're fun and we're teenagers, hee hee hee. And it's
Everyone's
like
having a fun time and Amanda Bynes is hot.
Yeah, and she's like wearing a literal bikini top with like a micro denim skirt, which I'm like, dude, that is so 2006, bro. Like,
yeah, like the tiniest little pants you could ever imagine were on everybody.
Yeah, it was incredible. And then I wrote, yeah, barefoot though, in like huge letters. And then, ew, this is where you get the first like yuck from her boyfriend.
Justine,
you find out later, but Justin, where like he like tackles her and they're like on the sand and they're like hee, and he's just like, wow, like you're getting really good, and he's talking about her playing soccer and he's just like, yeah, you're like probably better than half the dudes on my team, and she immediately is like, I'm way better than more than half the guys on your team. I'm like, fuck yeah. But it's just like such a it's like it gave me the same ick and it drove me back to like all these dudes I've talked to in the past that are like, I mean, like you're pretty funny, like you're like probably like almost as funny as like a bunch of dudes I have in my life, and I'm like, I'm funnier than all these motherfuckers. Okay.
Yeah, and you're like, are you talking about the guy who only quotes Anchorman and thinks he's hilarious?
Yeah, or like the dude that like literally quotes Dane Cook from like 2002.
Exactly.
Go fuck
like,
yourself.
He's funny.
Yeah, like the funniest people in my life, almost all of them are women. Like the funniest fucking human beings in the entire world. One of them is sitting right in front of me. So shut the fuck up.
She's getting so
No,
mad.
I get so mad
seeing a vein.
I've heard it so many
No,
fucking
it is.
times. Like,
No, yeah, the tone of surprise.
like you're pretty funny.
Yeah,
like even
wow.
I need to say this now.
Okay, say it.
I think I've told you this already. One of my good friends that I now haven't talked to for like a few months, literally, he told me, you're not hilarious. I wanted to fucking murder him in cold blood. This only happened a couple months. I was like, what do you mean? And I like was like gargoyle level fucking angry immediately. I was fucking James Gandolfini. I was fucking
Do you
like,
think he was like negging you on purpose?
no, he was being dead ass. He was like, I mean, he was like, you're pretty funny. And then I was like, yeah, I'm fucking hilarious. And he's like, I mean, you're not like hilarious. And I was like,
wow.
Like I thought he was kidding. And I looked at him and he was just like, what? And like, I'm telling you, I would be able to tell if he was kidding. He wasn't. He was being dead
And
ass.
it was like
and
Kill Bill music.
Yeah, no, it was like, I must have looked at him like there were like daggers in my fucking eyes. Like, you're about to get fucking murdered. I could not believe, like, that is the most annoying fucking thing you can say. Like, shut the fuck up. I'm so fucking funny. Anyway, whatever. I just hear that from a lot of men. It triggered me because I was just like you're probably like better than like maybe half the dude. Like, no, we are better, bitch. Okay.
Period.
Anyway, I wrote little bitch in all capitals. And I wrote girls and boys teams combined. Yes. Misogyny masked as science. So anyway, she finds out that the girls team gets cut. And then she's like, you know what? Then we're going to try out for the boys team. Whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So she goes up to the boys coach and she's like, hey, the girls team got fucking cut. And he's like, if there's anything we can do. And she's like, as a matter of fact, there is. We want to try out for the boys team. Everyone's laughing.
Mm-hmm.
Talking about, like, scientifically, you're not as smart as that. You're not this and that. And she's like, Justin, like, tell them that I'm really good. You just said I was better than half the dudes on your team. He's like, I never said that.
And all
like,
his teammates are like, "Nah."
Yeah, they're all being like fucking gross teenage boys, obviously. And he's just like, end of discussion. And she's like, end of relationship.
Which, when I first saw that as a young one, I was like, oh my God.
Fuck yes, high ass standards for these dudes. Don't let them fuck with us. So yeah, that was awesome. And then, so she's walking home. And then some girl is like tapping her shoulder, thinking that it's her brother. So she turns around and it's her brother's girlfriend, Monica, right? Or Monique. And then she's just like, where's your brother? And he's like, or she was like, wait, what? Oh yeah. Monique was like, where's your brother? And she's like, I don't know. And then she's like, well, tell him to give me a call. And Amanda says the fucking coolest shit I've ever heard. Too. Oh, does he have your number? 1-800-BIATCH. Fucking, I wrote so many quotes in this. Holy fucking shit. Anyway, so she goes inside and you find out that she comes from like a very privileged, very rich family because her mom is talking about her being a debutante.
Yeah, which I'm like, they must be in the South, right? Isn't that like only a South thing?
I thought so. She was talking about going to what college? Like, not Georgia, but it was like
Vanderbilt or something.
I don't know. It was somewhere in the South. I was surprised because they were like, wouldn't you get more playtime in Michigan? And she's like, but now I can't remember what state it was. But yeah, they're probably, actually, I don't know if it's just in the South. I think it's also on the very East Coast too.
Oh, okay.
I think it's just with like super old
school assholes.
Yeah, exactly.
More gender bullshit.
Also, isn't this mom the same mom that's in Just Friends?
Yes, I was say this is like, she's such a good like silly mom.
Yeah, and didn't you tell me before that it kind of reminded you of your mom because she's so sweet?
Yes, very, very nice.
Yeah,
very supportive.
Like very kind, very supportive.
My mom's voice isn't that annoying.
No, not at all. Your mom is like the sweetest fucking lady ever. So then I wrote debutante dog shit, and then what is this? Oh yeah. So her mom's trying to get her to be debutante. She's like, Mom, I just want to play soccer. Like, I don't want to do this. And her mom's like, you have to. Whatever. So then she like goes up to her brother's room, and her brother at the same time is sneaking out of the crib. Sebastian, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So Sebastian is like sneaking out the window, and she's like, what are you doing?
She goes, you could use the front door.
Yeah, like, you gotta use the front door. And he's just like, nah, I gotta sneak out. My band is gonna go on tour. We're gonna go to England. And she's like, you're already getting in a lot of trouble. Like, don't you have to go to school soon? And he goes to like a boarding school called Illyria. He's supposed to start there. And he's like, nah, I just want to go on tour. So
yeah,
like,
and he tells like, can you just call them and tell them I'm like sick or something? And then I'm gonna tell Mom that I'm staying at Dad's, so no one will realize I'm missing.
Yeah, and he's like, I'll be back in 2 weeks. It'll be fine. It'll be great. And she's just like, okay, well, have fun, whatever. And so he bounces, but wait, I wrote a note. Oh, she's like, by the way, Monique wanted you to call her, and she's like an asshole, basically. And he's just like, well, I'm dating her because, like, she's hot. It's a guy thing. And I'm like, as if women don't understand the concept of someone being attractive. Like,
right, exactly.
You wouldn't understand. She's hot. It's a guy thing. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, right. It is not.
But anyways, he looks exactly like her.
They do look, they cast him perfectly. Like, they do look super alike.
It's so, like, even just in the eyes and, like, the hair color, like, it's fucking amazing. They did such a good job. So anyway, he sneaks out, and is it in that moment that she, yeah, because she's, like, wearing
she's wearing his hat, and then she goes over to his mirror, and there's a picture of him, like, tucked in, or it's, like, her mirror or something, and then she's, like, realizing in between, like, wow, we do look really alike, and then she goes, well, if you can't beat him, join him.
Yep. So in that moment, she decides, okay, I'm going to pose as him for the 2 weeks. I'm going to get on the soccer team, and I'm going to be able to play. And
yeah, apparently they're playing her ex dickhole Justin's team like at the end of the 2 weeks, which is very convenient.
Yeah, it's like
and
the
it seems
first,
very early into the season.
Yeah, it's like the first game of the season or some shit.
Yeah, this whole movie feels like it should be taking a semester, but remember, it is taking place in the span of 2 weeks.
Which is wild.
Yeah.
So anyway, and then she's like, okay, well, if I'm going to pose as my brother, I need to look like him. So she goes to her friend named Paul, who I love.
Paul's so cute.
He's so cute. He works in a salon. He like does hair and all that shit. And she's just like, listen, you need to make me look like Sebastian, okay? I'm pretending to be Sebastian so I can da-da-da-da-da. And he's just like, I don't know if I can do that. And she's like, yes, you can. And then she has her two best friends that are behind her that are like, yes, you can, blah, blah, blah. So then they have a whole montage of her transforming to look more masculine, wearing like fake mustaches.
Yeah, so there's a lot of mustache humor.
It's great.
Even though her brher does not have a mustache.
No, he does not.
There'd be not a single reason to put a mustache on.
No, but this is where they kind of lay the groundwork. Like they're like the two friends are like, listen, no one's ever seen him at Illyria.
Mm-hmm.
So no one will know what to expect. So everyone will just think this is just the way he looks. They'll have no one to compare her to, which is brilliant. Of course. So they like set her up in a wig and they wrap her boobs and have like sideburns
and eyebrows.
It's great. And honestly, she's so cute.
Yeah, but apparently after she saw the movie, she got like severe body dysmorphia and was like really depressed because she hated how she looked like as a boy.
Really?
Yeah, and it might have started her drug addictions.
Oh no.
Which sucks because it's such a good movie.
And it's such a good movie, and he's like, he being like her as Sebastian is really cute.
Yeah,
and it's not at all what
like
she looks like.
Up. But again, I mean, it is hard for people to see themselves presented as the gender they don't feel they are.
For sure.
So it's like, yeah, it's kind of sad. I think if this happened now, it'd probably be a lot different. She'd probably have a lot more support. But I think like, you know, it's hard to be a gender bending teenager in 2006 Hollywood, I think.
Totally.
You know what I mean?
Totally. And it was like, some of my favorite movies ever are of people like gender bending and like becoming a gender that they don't feel that they are, like Miss Doubtfire. A couple other movies that I can probably name off the top of my head, but I can't think of it right now. And like, I can see how that would be, especially because you're doing this for months at a time. Like usually 3 months straight, you know? That would be hard, especially for someone who is, I mean, I know she must have been a teenager at this time, right?
I think she was like 20.
Okay.
So very young still.
Well, still really young. Mashed potatoes firmly still in the brain. Like
5 years away from solidification.
Indeed. 5 years away from the baked potato action.
Exactly.
So yeah, I can see how that would be harmful, especially like you said at that specific time, because people probably said like weird shit to her.
This
and
was like I feel like probably one of the worst times to be a young girl, because it was so incredibly toxic and sexist, and women were pushed so hard just to be hot, and everyone was supposed to be like rail thin. And people were very shitty about young celebrity women. Like, it's very bad. Shitty. It was bad.
This is where all the, paparazzi pictures of like we talked about before, Britney Spears, Lindsay Lohan, Paris Hilton, like all of this shit was coming out. All of the sex tapes that were not consensual were coming out.
Everyone was obsessed and so preoccupied with anything having to do with these young girls.
And blaming them for all this shit. And like, that's how we grew up. That was like very formative years for us. And like, unfortunately, that's like what was kind of first and foremost. When I think about that time, that's what I think about, unfortunately. And that fucking sucks.
It's not a positive time to be a lady.
Luckily, we have come out of that even stronger and better. But like, history was not kind to us at that time.
Even super bad, which I do love. It's like, women are objects. Yeah. They only exist for the male gaze.
Yeah, to like fuck. And I'm glad at the end they kind of like turned that idea around, but still, it's still like fucked up throughout most of the fucking movie.
Very bleak.
Yeah, it's not cool. And also, I do need to say, Seth Rogen did write that when he was literally 12.
Well, that's the thing. It was completely acceptable. Yeah. I don't think people, and I bet young people don't really realize this, it was considered totally fine to get a woman so drunk that she could not say no to sex. That was considered a completely acceptable way to date women.
And that was still cool when we were first getting drunk.
Yeah.
When
it was
we
like taken as for granted. No one questioned it. And it wasn't until like, I don't know, maybe like 2012 or 13.
Yeah.
That there was like a revolution where people were like, actually, that's not okay.
Yeah, I honestly think it was I think it might have been even later, really. Like, I think it was straight up during the Me Too movement where people were like, dude, let's fucking learn about consent.
Well, I do feel like Me Too was like the second half of it.
Yeah, I guess, yeah. It did play a big part, too, of just like, hey, we should really be talking about consent more.
Right, like, wait, why do we think it's okay to, like, poison a woman and then have sex with her? Like,
yeah, like, because straight up,
like
that's exactly what it is.
Exactly, like, that doesn't seem right.
No, and then everyone sharing their stories about like, dude, yeah, this happened to me and this happened to me too. And then we all just realize how fucked it is that all of us have been affected by this.
Yeah, which was the point of Me Too. And it makes me so sad that it's now just turned into blank man got Me Too'd.
Mm-hmm.
Like, no. Blank man was a predator.
Right. Yeah.
It didn't happen to, like,
it
he's
didn't
not
happen
a victim.
to him.
Exactly.
It happened because of
and
fucking
also Me
him.
Too is just trying to show you that, like, so many women have been victims of this kind of shit. It's not like a weapon.
But of course, men take that, turn it on its head.
Yeah,
and it's
like,
like,
Me Too's a
I'm the
weapon
victim.
that is used against men. And it's like, wow, you all really don't get it.
Yeah, not only do you not get it, of course, you're making yourself the fucking victim, as always, which is disgusting.
Yeah, and turning, like, a collective experience of literally millions of women as, like, a verb or a weapon that's been used against people. And it's like, Jesus Christ.
Well, it's the same thing with, like, Black Lives Matter in the way that, like, or maybe I should say, like, All Lives Matter was just used to derail Black Lives Matter. It's the same with them using Me Too now as a verb against them, or like for, like, to empower them, which is like, you don't need to be fucking empowered because this is happening because of you, you little bitch.
Exactly.
Oh my God, we could just go on. But anyway.
This is stretching up a lot of feelings for us about gender, okay?
But this movie genuinely was very empowering. Like, from the very fucking beginning. It's like, dude.
And it holds up.
It really does.
Which I was a little nervous.
I was too. But it really does. There's only a couple parts where it's like a little, like, it's like a little taste of homophobia just for like a split second. Then it like eases out. But like, and then of course fat phobia, but that's still reigns today. So that will not be solved for a while probably. But, you know, still, it's just like, there's little hints here and there, but it's not that bad. I was expecting it to be way worse.
Not bad at all.
So yeah, she got her makeover. Paul's dropping her off at school. Now, when I was first watching this, I was like, this is college, right?
Right.
It's not.
It's nice. It's like a prep school. Again, rich ass people, just like Princess Diaries.
Yep. It's uniform. It is a boarding school.
They sleep there, yeah.
Crazy. So anyway, Viola is like, I'm not fucking ready for this, bitch. And Paul's like, too fucking mad. You're fucking going. I'm dropping you off right now. I just did all this makeover on you. You're fucking in. So then he agrees. She is walking through the hallways. She gets to her dorm room and she's like, and Channing Tatum's standing there. And she's like,
shirtless. And she's like, oh, girl.
Like, hey, shock me like an electric eel. She sees him and his two best friends. And she's just like, what's up, brah?
Yeah, what's up, brah?
Now, this is when her Sebastian personality comes out. And oh my fucking
He's like a weird Southern Johnny Bravo. It's so good.
I love her as Sebastian is just like, mwah.
He's like, sup, pretty lady.
I know, it's not brother mama. Which Stacy's obsessed with Johnny Bravo and
I
always
love
has
Johnny
been.
Bravo.
But yeah, so I love her personality as Sebastian. It's fucking incredible. And Channing Tatum is so young here, and he's obviously recognizable, but this was way before he became famous. Way before. I think this might have been his first big.
So Step Up came out first, and this was second, but same year.
The same year. Okay.
So it was like a very big year from him.
Got it. Dang, the same year. That's wild. Okay, so, they're like talking about like, you look really young to be here, and she's like,
and like, how old are you?
I'm brilliant. Shh.
I skipped a couple grades.
Who the fuck is this guy? He's so
like
fucking
such a
weird.
freak.
Yeah, and then they're like talking to him, and he's like, "Schweet." Like, what are you doing?
How are you?
But how are you real? It's so like every word she says is so funny. Like every fucking thing. Then she's like talking to them, and she's like, la, 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 and then tampons fall out of her fucking boot, and they're like, what the fuck is that? And she's like, and she thinks so fast because she's brilliant, and she's like, oh, I use these all the time. I don't even know how to do her accent. It's like the weirdest accent I've ever fucking.
It's Southern Johnny Bravo.
It is. And she's like, yeah, just stick through your nose and the blood will soak right up. And then they're just like, people do this? And she's
like your roommate's a freak.
They literally say that, yeah. So then soccer tryouts are that day. So they're all trying out.
Well, first she meets the principal.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah.
Right? Or no, not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet.
But right after this.
Yeah.
So soccer tryouts, the coach is telling them whether or not they made first string or second string. She got second string.
And Shea, how do you feel about this coach?
He's a hot zaddy.
I was like, Shea's gonna love this coach.
He's hot, especially when he's like, you idiot. I'm like, ugh.
I know, he's so great.
He's hot. His eyes are really, he almost is like Gordon Ramsay,
Mm-hmm.
like a hotter Gordon Ramsay. Which
way hotter.
Way hotter. Because Gordon Ramsay, like, he's hot, I guess, but like, he kind of looks very like Pillsbury-y.
Mm-hmm.
This dude is like tan.
He's got like very severe eyebrows.
Very severe eyebrows.
Bald,
green eyes,
mm-hmm.
bald, hot, angry. No. But yeah. So he's like second string, and she's like, "Fuck," because like, you know,
she gotta play cornwall in 2 weeks. She can't do that. She's second string.
She's like, "I need to fucking make the team, bitch." But when you're on second string, you can't play. So she's like, "Fuck." And then they all go to the showers, and everyone's like getting naked, and she's like, then the coach is like, "Hey, principal wants to talk to you." And
That's
she's like,
what it is. Yeah.
Saved. So she goes to the principal's office. Bruh. This principal is so funny, but also predatory, dude. For sure.
You think?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is David Cross, by the way.
Yeah.
In a very show-stealing role.
I think he's really funny, but I
didn't get Predator vibes. Ooh, this is so interesting.
This is the first time I experienced... Okay, to me, it felt like... Because, okay, first of all, he's a close talker, okay? I know he's friendly, but, like, very close talker. And then he's like, "How are you?" He's not asking any of the other students. Now, he does cover it up by being like, "You're a transfer student. I was a transfer student one time. I always like to keep a close eye." But, like, he's way friendlier to Sebastian, quote unquote.
Yeah, and part of the humor is, like, he's, like, actually a dick to other students. But, like, transfers, he's like, "Hey."
Yeah, which is a little, like, but why?
True. Like, is there far from home? Dun,
Right.
dun, dun.
Dun, dun, dun. And it just feels, you know, just feels a little predatory. A little bit. So anyway, he
That's
just
when
says,
he sings the welcome song. Welcome,
welcome, welcome, welcome, welcome, welcome, welcome, welcome, welcome to Illyria. And he's just like, Jesus Christ. So after, when she leaves the principal's office, she's like, whoa. She knocks into somebody because she's like leaving in such a rush. And it's this really pretty blonde girl. What's her name again?
Her skin, Olivia, is like luminescent. And every scene it was like glowing from within. I was like, girl, what's this highlighter? What's your skincare routine? Because people weren't into skincare back then.
No.
But she was like, whoo.
It was literally like what? Clearasil? Is that what it was called?
Apricot scrub.
And the apricot scrub, which
it's not good.
Raise your hand if you've been victimized. Honestly, me too. And that's it.
But that was back when skincare products cost $3.
Yeah.
And you got what you paid for, I guess. No, it's like, I need a cleanser that's $45.
Which is disgusting. And
or worse.
Mm-hmm. Shit fucking sucks.
So expensive.
So fucking expensive.
But the principal, of course, assumes heterosexuality.
And he's like, ooh, sexual tension, opposites. I'm like,
okay.
Sir, these are children.
Yeah, and they couldn't be queer. Okay, so just fucking relax.
Yeah, and also, you're being fucking weird. Like, stop talking about sexual tension when we're teenagers, brah. Like, shut the fuck up. Anyway, so after this, Sebastian, quote unquote, meets up with the dudes. I think they're like eating lunch or whatever. So she meets up with Channing Tatum and the other two dudes, and she's talking about, what is she talking about?
Is this where they launched the ploy to make him cool?
Not yet.
Okay.
Because there's a part where
is this where he finds out that he likes Olivia?
Yeah, this is where Viola finds Sebastian. So we'll just say Sebastian. Sebastian finds out that Channing Tatum's character likes, what's her name?
Olivia.
Why do I keep thinking it's like Octavia or something? Olivia.
Maybe it is.
Huh?
Maybe it is.
Well, we'll just say Olivia.
Mm-hmm.
It feels better. I don't know why, but I feel like she's talking about herself because she's like, she's got a great personality, and then one of the dudes is like, ew.
Yeah.
But is she talking about her sister?
She's talking about Viola.
Got it. So she's talking about herself. Oh yeah, because
one of the guys goes, "Your sister hot?"
Yeah, is your sister hot? And he's like, I guess she's got a great personality. Ew. Then you find out Channing Tatum has a crush on Olivia, and it's just like, oh my god. And he's very nervous, but beyond nervous, he's like acting like a fucking freak.
Yeah, like, whoa, bro.
Yeah. And then and then they were talking about how she just got out of a really bad relationship, and then someone's like, yeah, so her confidence is down, her self-esteem is really down, so in man words that means pounce. Disgusting.
Yeah.
But I'm glad they highlighted that, because I've heard that from boys when I was young, which is disgusting. Oh, and then she has this like crazy dream, and they put a Twilight filter on it for sure. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
Like the nightmare scene. And then after this is just a couple quotes that I put, like, got a lifetime of knowledge, bruh.
Got a lifetime of knowledge, bruh.
And then they're in their science class, and they have to pick their partner out of a hat. Viola, aka Sebastian, finds out that their partner is going to be Olivia, and Channing Tatum realizes that his partner is going to be Eunice, who is like this super intense nerdy character who's like
with headgear and glasses. And
one of his best friends, who's super cute, Toby, I think his name is, he has, like, you can tell he has a crush on Eunice, but he's just not saying anything, which is so cute. And anyway, so they are in class together, and there's like a lot of flirting coming from Olivia to Sebastian, but you know, Viola, aka Sebastian, is not really paying attention. He's just like, yeah, whatever.
She's falling in love with Channing Tatum.
Exactly. So it's all a big web that's weaving.
Then Channing Tatum's like, oh, you're her lab partner, so tell you what, you get her a date, or you get her to go out with me, and I'll help you with soccer, so you can be first string by the Cornwall game. She's like, hell yeah, let's do it.
Hell yeah.
So they start, like, there's a lot of training montages,
which I also love so much.
There's a lot of, I will be honest, I don't have a ton of notes just because I was enjoying it so much. So, like, I'm a little fuzzy on all the deets.
I wrote, like, one-worded things just to keep myself, like, at a good...
honest.
Yeah. Keep myself honest.
But let's be honest, real quick, wingmanning, very objectifying of women.
Absolutely.
The idea that one of your guy friends can, like, manipulate a woman into liking you without knowing you, not great.
No.
And it doesn't really ever work in real life. I'll be real honest with y'all.
You can try your best in the most, like, I think wingmanning works if it's actually, like, intentional and not just to, like, get someone in someone else's pants, you know?
Or if it's just, like, making an introduction and letting the chips fall where they may, as Amanda Bynes would say.
Which I think is my idea of wingmanning, like being like stating someone's like actual like good attributes and then being like, okay, now you guys should meet, bye.
Right.
But not like talking someone into like, I don't know.
Like convincing them.
Yeah, that doesn't
like,
work.
No.
That does not work ever.
They're even feeling it or they're not. And it's like, I feel like wingmanning is often out of the guise of like, they never actually meet or talk.
Right.
And I'm like, what?
Because
like, it just doesn't
you
make
have
sense.
to?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, we're not doing a
like
blind
they're gonna
date.
have to be in person at some point, and they're not just gonna be like, wow, your friend wingman so hard for you that I just like, I love you already. Like, no.
Yeah, like
it's
I've never
gonna
heard
work
that.
like that.
No, I've never heard that in my fucking life. Or at least it's never worked, like what Stacy said. It doesn't fucking work. There's a part where, so there's like all these training montages. Part of the training montage is that Viola, aka Sebastian, gets hit with a fucking soccer ball in the nuts, or like, you know, where the nuts would be, quote unquote. And then everyone's like, ooh, and they're like waiting for his reaction, and then she's just like sitting there and she's like, oh, right. Oh my God, it burns. Which is so fucking funny.
So
I
funny.
rewound it like 3 times.
Oh, it's so good.
We also forgot to mention there's another dude. I literally don't know his name, so I'm so sorry. But he's a fucking creepy ass blonde dude.
He's
That's
a full-on stalker.
Full on stalker, but like doesn't give a fuck. And no one says anything to him. Fuck you guys.
He's got her fucking picture all over his dorm walls, and he made it into a pillow.
A fucking pillow.
And no one said shit.
Yeah, it's like, get rid of the pillow, go to fucking therapy, you
and she
little
just acts
fucking
like,
bitch.
oh God, he's so annoying. And I'm like, you're in danger, girl.
No. Danger, Will Robinson.
Exactly,
Get the
like,
fuck out of it.
You are in danger. This is not just like annoying.
Another funny line pretty soon after this is that Channing Tatum is just like, yo, I'm scared to talk to Olivia. Like, I feel like I'm going to fuck it up. And, oh, well, we kind of forgot to say, but like a little bit earlier, it's established that Sebastian, aka Viola, is like a ladies' man. Like, ladies love him.
Yeah, they do this whole little ploy where Viola's friends act like they're madly in love with her as Sebastian, and like he dumps them all like in front of his friends, and that's like the whole act. And they're like, "Oh my God, you're the man."
Yep, she's the man.
But then he also actually dumps Monique.
Right. And that's another plot point, because throughout the whole movie, she's trying to like get to him and like talk to him and have him like grovel over her, which she never gets to him. So obviously, because it's not him. Anyway, so Channing Tatum's like, dude, what am I gonna do when I talk to her? Like, I don't know how to talk to her. I get really fucking nervous talking to girls, but especially her. Like, what the fuck am I gonna do? And Amanda Bynes' character is just like, oh, well, let's fucking role play. I'm a girl. And then she does her regular voice, and he's just like, Jesus Christ, like, you're freaking me the fuck out. And they do this whole,
And she goes, I used to imitate my sister a lot. I got really good at it.
Anyway, and then she's just like, just ask her if she likes cheese. And he's like, cheese? And there's this whole like funny thing where he's just like, do you like cheese? And she's like, I sure do. My favorite's Gouda. Stacy used to quote that all the time when we were kids. And it's stuck in my brain. It's fucking great. It's so funny. Then pretty soon after that is the carnival, where Channing Tatum's like, I'm going to lay some groundwork with Olivia because she'll be there because she's a debutante ass bitch.
And for some reason, there is a kissing booth at this carnival, which like, House of Horrors.
House of Horror.
Should not be allowed. And there's like little kids in line and old men and like, what?
I brought up a little kid from this fucking line because I wrote it in my notes, because I was like, who the fuck is this little kid? And like, someone needs to give him a fucking ice bath, because he's like, there's a hotel across the street. And I'm like, how the fuck do you have any concept of this? You're 9 or whatever. Like, what?
Yeah, making the debutantes like kiss men for money. It's just like, oh,
it's for charity. I'm like, they're
so
children.
Horrible. Yeah, they're in high school.
And I'm like, they're literally like 15 or 16. What the fuck?
I was like, this would not be real. I don't know if this was ever real. This is just a convenient plot device for this movie.
Yeah.
Because, Viola makes out with Channing Tatum and discovers that I love him, essentially.
Yeah, so basically, she's not just dressed up as Sebastian there. She's also dressed as herself.
She's doing like a whole Mrs. Doubtfire, like, outfit change several times. It's very fun.
It's very fun, and there's like, she only has like certain places where she can change, so she has to change in like an outhouse, a bouncy castle thing, on one of the fucking rides. Yes. One of her sideburns goes missing. She looks over and it's like on a, like flat on a kid's fucking face, and she has to like gently rip it off. It's so fucking funny. I also wrote in my notes how physical this movie is for her. Like, not only the soccer, but just like running around and like changing and like doing flips and shit. I'm just like, whoa, like she really killed it.
Soccer.
Yeah, it's a lot. Yeah, I wrote, hey kid, take an ice bath and eat a fucking Go-Gurt, dude. What the fuck are you doing in a kissing booth?
And you know what iconic song is in this scene?
Oh yes, Veronica's.
The Veronicas.
Come baby, we gonna live forever. Let me show you all the things that we could do. You know you wanna be together, and I wanna spend the night with you. So the Veronicas are so fucking good.
And then Justin is also harassing Viola, even though they're broken up.
Yeah.
And he grabs her arm at one point and he goes, "Can you just be a girl for 5 seconds?"
Dude.
And she reads him like a book while counting to 5 on her fingers and then slaps him across the face.
And we're like, yeah.
Boss ass move, bitch.
Dude, men deserve to get hit, okay? If they're fucking being cunts, they deserve to get slapped.
And that's why we need gender parity in the sport so everyone can hit each other equally.
Period. And there's the next line I wrote was after the debutante shit, like after this carnival thing. Oh, it's because Channing Tatum and Justin get in a fucking brawl of the century. So they're like beating the fuck out of each other. Sebastian, quote unquote, goes back to the dorm room and Channing Tatum has a tampon up his nose because he used it for his bloody nose that he got from the fight. And she's starting to get more affectionate towards him. So she's like, "Wait, are you okay? You're bleeding." And he's like, "Chill, I'm good." And she's like, "It's fine, man. Rub some dirt in it. Be a man." And oh, that's another one that we quote all the fucking time. Rub some dirt in it.
And then she's like encouraging Channing Tatum to go for Viola.
Yeah, because he's
like,
like,
kiss her. She kissed the crap out of her.
just kick her. Kiss the crap out of her. Because he's telling her, like, just so you know, like, I hella kissed your sister at the kissing booth. It's for charity. And I kind of like her. I don't know. And she's like, "What does your heart tell you?" And he's like, "Chill." And she's like, who would you rather see naked?
And he's like, "Don't talk about women like that." And I'm like, yes.
I'm like, yes. Channing Tatum, yes. And then, like, after this scene, she has to go to another, like, debutante event, which is like a luncheon sort of.
Yeah, something. Which, Olivia's there.
And so is Monique.
Yeah, they're all in this fucking debutante bullshit.
Yeah, it's all dog shit. But so, oh wait, we forgot a really important scene before this. So they're going to the gym. They're in the gym, and Channing Tatum's like, "I think I'm gonna call Viola," and quote unquote Sebastian is like, "Yeah, call her right now. Ask her on a date. Yeah, ask her on a date right now." Then Olivia's like, "What am I supposed to do? Sebastian doesn't like me. Like, he said I wasn't his type." And her friend was just like, "You want to know what our mere mortals would do? Will you try to make him jealous?" So she's like, "So I just like use somebody else like as a pawn to get to him?" And her friend's like, "Yeah." So she goes up to Channing Tatum and hella flirts with him and asks him out to use him to get to Sebastian to make him jealous.
And she thinks it's working because Sebastian's getting pissed.
Yeah.
But not for the reason she thinks.
No. She's like, "What the fuck? This is my man's. Why are you flirting with him all of a sudden? You said you weren't into him." And so Olivia thinks that her whole plan is working, but it's not. Anyway, so they decide to go on a double date somehow.
Yeah, I don't know why.
So,
well, Olivia's like, "We should do a double date so that she can like be creepy."
Right, and
Sebastian.
be like with Sebastian. And Eunice overhears because Olivia's like, "Eunice, I'm sure, is free," which is also fucking rude. Eunice has bitches.
Olivia, the shade.
Yeah. But Eunice is like, "I would rather do nothing more in my life," or whatever, because she's very intense. So anyway, they go on a double date. And it's dog shit. Yeah,
like Olivia's only kissing all over Channing Tatum to make Sebastian jealous. I don't know why Sebastian leaves so early.
He runs. Yeah, he
but he's
runs.
Like, "This has been real cool and all, but see ya," and leaves.
I think he leaves because
is Eunice being? Oh yeah, Eunice is being very affectionate.
Eunice is being affectionate, and I think also Monique is there too. If I'm not mistaken.
Maybe that's it. Okay.
So he like runs away, and then what's the next thing I wrote here? Oh yeah, so then now they're at the luncheon. Another funny part is that she's like eating like turkey legs basically.
Yeah, she has like a giant chicken wing.
And she's like, and then the like debutante lady is like, "Chew like you have a secret." And she's like,
which is us AF
so
again.
Confused. So us. So then she sees Olivia walking to the bathroom and she's like, because she's dressed as herself now and not as Sebastian. So she's like, "I'm going to like get some intel." So she goes to the bathroom like all kind of like angry and like huffy puffy. And she's like, "Hi." So they start talking and she's like, "Hey, so I heard you went on a date with Duke. And honestly, like, I don't like just so, like if you
don't
haven't
kiss him. He has a saliva condition.
Yeah.
And she's like, I kissed him. I felt like I was drowning. And she's like, oh, really? And then Olivia admits, she goes, well, I'm kind of just dating him to make this other guy, Sebastian, jealous. And then Amanda Bynes like, ring, ring, like it's all coming together. And she's like, oh, no.
Yeah, so
and
then,
she even tells her, she goes,
Yeah.
you are weaving a really tangled web and you need to stop.
yeah, which is ironic because obviously she's also doing the same
Yeah,
thing.
she's like, you got to tell people how you feel. And so Olivia goes, you're right. Next time I see Sebastian, I'm just going to walk right up to him and give him the most passionate kiss. And Amanda was like, wait, what?
Which is also very us. Like, wait, no, that's not what I.
And then Monique busts out of the stall and she's like, I've heard everything. Who's this little slut going after my man Sebastian? And then so Olivia and her are fighting because he's like, Sebastian dumped you.
Yeah, it's about to be a what?
And then there's a girl fight.
Incredible. Yeah, and they beat like the dog shit out of each other. I'm
Really
like,
do. It's
Jesus,
a really
fuck.
intense fight. Again, like you were saying, so physical for Amanda Bynes.
She
like,
fucking Cardi'd beat her ass. She took her heel and just like fucking slammed it on her goddamn dome.
Yeah.
Anyway, and then like the debutante lady's like, hey, when we argue, we say it with our eyes, which is just like, shut the fuck up.
Like, no one cares about this archaic shit.
Yeah, no one cares about you, bruh. And then the next, okay, I kind of skipped a little bit. So
okay.
The next note after the or the next plot point, I guess, after this luncheon is that Olivia's like going on a run. She sees Sebastian because Sebastian is coming home from England.
The real Sebastian.
The real Sebastian going to school. So he gets out of a taxi.
And he came home a day early.
Yes.
So what's her name? No, oh my god, my
Main
character's name.
Viola.
Viola's like has no idea he's coming.
Yeah.
He has not told her because I mean he doesn't feel like why would he? Like he's like it doesn't really matter.
Totally.
And he also calls Olivia on the way and is like, hey, I'm getting back from London. I don't know if Viola told you, but I'm coming back and we got to talk. And so Monique gets this message and she's like, what the fuck? And she starts putting all the puzzle pieces together with the help of creepy stalker guy.
Who also has a fucking tarantula.
Yeah, named Marva something, which I'm sure is a 12th Night reference.
Yeah, it's like not Marvolo, but it's some crazy
Tom
shit.
Marvolo Riddle looking ass.
Yeah, some Marvolo. I'm like, okay, Voldemort, get the fuck out of here. But yeah, so then as Sebastian is getting out of his cab, like the real Sebastian is getting out of his cab the night before the big game, Olivia's on her little run and she sees him from the back. So she's like, okay, I'm just going to run up to him and kiss him. Like, let's just do it. So she just runs up to him, grabs him and just like kisses his face and then hugs him. So she doesn't even really like look at him. And she recites his poetry because he's a musician and he's a songwriter, recites his song lyrics to him. And then it's like, I'll see you at the game tomorrow, and just like runs away. So he's just like, damn, I like this school already. Shit,
like,
I have
place is
fans.
sick. Yeah.
Like, this shit is sick. If someone recited my fucking lyrics to me, I'd be like, hell yeah.
But again, guess who saw all that go down?
Dun, dun,
Channing
dun.
Tatum. And so
Oh,
from his perspective, he just sees the girl he's obsessed with making out with his roommate who he thought was his friend.
Yeah. So then Amanda Bynes as Sebastian goes back into the room. She's like, what's up? And Channing Tatum's all bitter and pissed. Naturally. He's just like, fuck you, basically. Like, I thought I knew you. And she's thinking, oh shit, he knows that I'm not Sebastian. So she's like trying to explain, like, it's not what you think. I just love soccer. And he's like, you're not making any fucking sense. This has nothing to do with that. And she's like, what does it have to do with? And he's like, I saw you kissing her.
And she's like, wait a second.
She's like,
what
what are you fucking, like, I never kissed her. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? So he kicks Amanda Bynes out of the room. He's like, fuck you.
And you know who takes her in? Sweet Eunice.
Sweet, very intense, kind of creepy, but
Yeah.
you know, overall very sweet Eunice. So he sleeps in her room overnight and he's like, I have the big game tomorrow, so I just need somewhere to crash. And she's like, don't worry, like, you can stay with me, we'll wake up on blah. And then Sebastian goes back to the room late at night because he like is like, oh, I think I'm in room like 214 or whatever.
Yeah, and Channing Tatum has already fallen asleep, so he doesn't realize.
Yeah, so they have no run-in. Then when Channing Tatum gets up in the morning, he just sees the hair, which is the same hair that Amanda Bynes had as Sebastian, so he doesn't think anything of it. And I guess, like, essentially the best friends of Channing Tatum go into the room and they're like, bro, what the fuck? Get up. It's the game. And he's just like, what? He's like half asleep and he doesn't get it. He's just like, I guess I'm going to the game now. Which, honestly, if I were him, I'd be like, what fucking game? Why
Yeah,
am
like,
I
I'm
on
not
the
getting
team?
up. Like, I just fucking got here. How about everyone relax?
Yeah, like, I didn't
And then he allows them to paint his face and put him in a soccer uniform
That's what I'm
and
saying.
go on the field. And I'm like, no.
Yeah, like,
no,
you would
bro.
absolutely be asking questions. You wouldn't just be like, okay, like, let me just go play soccer in front
He'd
of...
be like, who are we playing? And they'd be like, what?
Yeah, like, what do you mean, who are we fucking playing? But anyway, because Viola wasn't there as Sebastian to, like, intercept... Sebastian's just like, oh, okay, whatever. So he plays, he's like starting the fucking game, and he's like
Bad.
really fucking bad.
And meanwhile, you see that Eunice let Amanda Bynes oversleep. So she's completely late. And so she wakes up, she realizes what's happening. She's freaking out. She goes to get her uniform. It's gone. So she's like, oh no, 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 no.
Yeah, what the fuck is going on? And then she goes to the game and she realizes, oh, what the fuck? Actual Sebastian is here, and actual Sebastian is playing? Like,
so
what?
she's like hiding out, watching the game, like, oh no, oh no, oh no.
So then during, like, I guess halftime, which I don't even know if that exists in soccer or not.
I think it does.
Okay. So during halftime, she like grabs him and takes him under this tower, and she like explains everything to him, and he's like, oh shit, that's why the girl kissed me. That's why this and that. I get it now.
But before that, the principal
Right.
goes onto the field with Crazy Stalker and Monique, and he's like, I have an announcement. This boy is actually his twin sister. And Sebastian's like, what the fuck are you talking about?
No,
I'm a
no.
boy.
Yeah.
And then to prove it, he flashes his entire dick hole, which
Which-
I'm like, why would you do that?
Which is insane.
And everyone's just like, oh, hey, I guess he's a boy. And then they just go back to playing.
Yeah, like no big fucking, like as if that wasn't a huge case for child pornography potentially.
We were just
What
like,
the
that's
fuck?
assault, brother.
That's
you can't
assault.
just show people your dick.
Wow, like that's highly illegal. But anyway, so then during so it's all like settled, like, oh, I guess it's not true. And then during halftime, like we said, Viola grabs him and she's like, this is what the fuck is up. Let me
We're
grab the
doing a
uniform.
little swap-a-rooney.
Yep. So then she goes back on the field and the coach is like, fuck you, you're not playing. And she's just like, I'll be better this time. Like, trust me, just let me play.
Coach.
Like, put me in, coach. And her voice is even lower at this point. And he's just like, fine, go. So she goes and she's like kicking ass.
Except there's a major problem. Channing Tatum won't pass to her because he's still mad.
Yeah.
And it's like causing them the game. And everyone's like, yo, bro, like pass to her.
Yeah, like stop fucking up. Stop being
pass
so
to
selfish.
Sebastian. He's wide open. And then he's like, no, I'm still mad.
Yeah, and Viola, as Sebastian, is just like, listen, I know you're fucking mad at me right now, but as of right now, I'm your fucking teammate. You need to pass to me. You need to work as a fucking team. We're not going to win. I need to win this. Meanwhile, Justin is on the opposing team. Justin's being a fucking
Yes,
dick.
being a little dickhole.
As always, being like the fucking worst. So like he's like taunting them and like being like weirdly threatening, which is like, listen, bitch boy, I'm not scared of you, okay? Like 0% you're a little fucking asshole. So anyway, Channing Tatum starts passing her, blah, 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 and then why did they switch? Why does she like reveal herself?
Because Channing
of it?
Tatum still like won't fuck with her and they're getting in a big fight. And then
Right.
she's like, I can't do this anymore. I can't do this anymore.
Yes.
And then she starts peeling off her sideburns and eyebrows as she's explaining, like, my team got cut. I didn't have a team. They wouldn't let me try for the boys' team. So I pretended to be my brother so I could play in this fucking game.
Yeah, so this whole time, I have been lying to you, but not for the reason that you think. I don't like Olivia. I love you. So...
And he goes, just because you're wearing a wig doesn't make you Viola. And then so she flashes her titties. And then the dad who was in the stand goes, is it just me or is there a lot more nudity than normal in this soccer game?
And not just regular nudity, fucking child nudity, which is like, dude, what the fuck is happening right now? But anyway, so then they go on to play and they win. But might I say, dude, the fucking stunt double with the wig
my
is
God.
horrendous.
And Brett and I were like, why did they even do that? Because the moves that the stunt double is doing are not complicated.
No.
It's running around.
And it's literally a man in a really long wig. Like, you can tell. It's so fucking funny.
But it's not even like the man in the wig is doing like the kicks or the leaps or the jumps. Literally like dribbling and running. I'm like, Amanda Bynes could not have done this? I don't understand.
It is so fucking funny.
Oh, but there is one line by the coach that we skipped over because once Amanda Bynes does her whole reveal, the asshole coach who was like, it's science, that girls suck. He's like, no, she can't play. Girls aren't allowed in this league. And then the coach goes, "Here at Illyria, we do not discriminate based on gender." And he's like poking him so hard. And the coach is like, "That's going to bruise."
Yeah, which I was like, I'm calling you dad.
But then, yeah, horrible stunt double comes in, but they win the game, babes.
They fucking win the goddamn game.
But
and
as
then,
everyone's celebrating joyously, you see Channing Tatum just give Olivia, or Viola, I keep calling her Olivia, Viola like a side-eyed disappointed walks off the field.
Like,
So
fuck
their
you.
shit is not resolved.
Not at all. But Viola introduces the real Sebastian to Olivia. And then...
And literally says, "You guys should talk." That's how it should be.
That's the setup.
She doesn't try to talk everybody in. She's just like, meet each other, see how it goes.
Exactly. And then the parents, like, weirdly, which, like, this was never, like, a plot point. This is the first time you're seeing the dad at this game. But, like, the mom and dad are, like, kind of getting back together, which is, like...
I know. I was like, we don't need this.
Yeah, like, this is not necessary, whatever.
Nah.
And then Toby confesses his love to Eunice, which is really
Yeah, and they start making out on the field.
which is disgusting. I hated it, but it was beautiful for what it was. And everything is kind of resolved except for the Channing Tatum and Amanda Bynes shit. So then the next scene is like her helping Olivia get ready for like the actual debutante ball. And Olivia's like, "Okay, you should start getting ready now." And she's like, "I don't think I need to get ready." And then her mom comes in with a fire line, which is like, "You don't need a man to wear a pretty dress," which is like, boom.
But I was also like, this is the fucking debutantes. They're going to make her get a man. And
I
sure
know.
enough, they do. She
I
picks
know.
Paul, the fabulous friend who helped her do her makeover. So it's like, okay, she does need a man to wear the dress.
Totally.
But anyway, she gets all dressed up and hot and pretty.
Yep, she sure does. And then, well, before she gets dressed up and hot and pretty, she's like, "I'm going to go on a walk really quick." So she goes on a walk. And there's like a really weird scene that they did not need to put in, which is like
no, it's like my favorite scene.
the ground keeper.
Yes, I was cracking up in anticipation because I was so excited for Brent to see it. And I was like, I forgot about this part and I love it.
No, it's really funny, but it also is like,
It
why
made
did
me
you
laugh
even
out
think
loud.
of doing this? Like, it
Because
must
it's
have
Amanda
been.
Bynes and she's a comedic genius.
I know. Or maybe it was even a nod to 12th Night. Like, who knows? Maybe there was some shit like that in there. But honestly,
But
it
like,
felt
yeah,
very...
Amanda Bynes is sitting by like a pond and it's all foggy and dark. And you could tell she's like waiting and hoping that Channing Tatum's going to come. And you hear footsteps through the ground and she turns around and she goes, "I'm so glad you came. I didn't think you'd make it." And he's like continuing to approach, but you don't see him yet. And she goes, "Say something." And then you see this like big burly groundskeeper emerge. He goes, "I gotta turn on the sprinklers, lady." And she's like so disappointed.
Yeah.
And then like Channing Tatum really does emerge and she's like, "Ah."
Dude, and he looks actually like Channing Tatum's hot, but like in this scene specifically, he's so just the way he's talking to her. I hooked up with a guy one time who reminds me so much of Channing Tatum, and so this whole scene I was just like,
What does he say again? I don't really remember because I was
just
probably
said-
so giggling about the groundskeeper.
he says like, she's like, "I can't believe you came," and then he basically says like, "So a couple weeks ago I kissed this girl and I haven't stopped thinking about the kiss, and I also really miss my roommate." And then he's just like, and like I don't know, he said something like, "I was really like upset about the way things went down, but at the same time, I don't know if I would have opened up to you the way I did if you didn't pretend to be a dude." And then she's like, "Well, just so you know, everything you told me as a dude made me like you so much more as a girl." And she's like, "Your roommate's right in here." Just cute.
Very cute.
And then they go like, he presents her, which also is just so archaic and like fucking
know.
weird and gross. And but anyway, they look so cute and they're like making out on stage, and I'm like,
I'm like, yeah, they would not allow this.
Chill.
Oh, and everyone else's dress is white, but hers is green because she's different.
yeah. And I love that dress too. It still holds up. And then the end of the movie is just like them being like, hee hee.
They're playing soccer together.
Yeah,
Which is very
it's very cute. And
Integrated teams.
Haha.
Bringing it back to the beginning.
You're right. So anyway,
Great fucking.
that's the movie. Such a good fucking movie. Love it so goddamn much. One
And
of our
as
faves.
per usual, I feel like we answered a lot of these trivia questions, but let's go through them.
Let's do
because
it.
we are running out of battery.
Let's go.
Okay, where does Sebastian tell his mom he's going for 2 weeks, and where does he actually go?
He was like, "I'm going to Dad's," but really he's going to England.
Correctamundo. What's fake Sebastian's favorite type of cheese?
Gouda.
Yeah. What does Amanda Bynes tell to the kid after she peels the sideburn off their face?
Oh, stay in school.
Yes, I love that. She goes, stay in school. Number 4. Why is the principal so concerned about Sebastian? Because he's a predator.
Because he's a predator / he's a transfer student.
I love that you're like, don't trust this.
It just feels sus. Like, it really just is sus.
Yeah, that's a fair point.
Like, even if he's not an actual Chimo, he's still, like, fucking, like, suspect for real.
Okay, last question. Okay. What determines the final score of the big soccer game?
Oh, her, like, kick.
Yeah, her penalty kick.
Penalty kick. There you go. I know nothing about sports. There you go.
And guess what I also found earlier?
A quiz.
A BuzzFeed, which she's the main character.
No fucking way.
I was like afraid there wouldn't be one.
Yes.
And the tagline is, "When I close my eyes, I see you for who you truly are," which is oogly.
We forgot to include that. So good.
That's how he dumps Monique.
It's fucking beautiful.
Okay. What's your favorite sport? Soccer? Football? I only like to watch, not play. Does chess count?
I don't like any. I'll like to play.
I know there's not very many choices.
Yeah, really not. I guess I'll say I like to watch, not play.
Okay. What is your favorite subject in school? PE, music, science, or free time?
Music.
Oh. How would you describe your style? Fancy, heels and dresses every day, sporty, classic, or trendy?
I don't know. These are all really rough.
Yeah,
okay.
There's not a lot of choices.
I guess I'll go with like trendy, even though I'm really more like
You're
comfy.
wearing a very trendy shirt.
Oh, thanks.
Would you ever work a kissing booth? Hell yeah, I would. Maybe if it's for charity. Only if my mom makes me, or you definitely not.
I know the right answer would be no, but like I probably would.
So hell yeah, I would?
Yeah.
Okay.
Honestly,
no,
I probably
no shame in
would.
that. Pick your favorite couple. Duke and Viola, Duke and Olivia, Justin and Viola, Sebastian and Olivia, Sebastian and Monique, or Toby and Eunice.
Toby and Eunice, baby.
Yeah.
Just because I think it's cute.
You are Sebastian. You're a dream chaser and will follow them no matter what. In the end, you'll realize lying isn't the best option. Sinister.
What
warning.
In the end, you'll find out lying isn't the best option. Wait, am I the real Sebastian? Or
Yes,
Viola?
yes. Real Sebastian.
What's your favorite sport? I already know what it is.
Football.
Football, baby. What is your favorite subject in school? PE, music, science, free period.
Free period.
Knew it. How would you describe your style? Fancy, heels and dresses every day, sporty, classic, or trendy?
I'd say classic or trendy. Let's go classic.
Okay. Would you ever work in a kissing booth?
Hell no.
You definitely not.
No.
Pick your favorite couple. Duke and Viola. Duke and Olivia. Justin and Viola. Sebastian and Olivia. Sebastian and Monique, or Toby and Eunice.
I gotta go with the main couple, Duke and Olivia. No, Duke and
Viola. Okay, cool.
Viola.
You're Duke, baby!
Oh my god.
You're athletic and good looking, but sometimes
Thanks.
a little shy. You may not know what you want at first, but you'll figure it out eventually.
Thanks,
and they have the
baby.
amazing gif of him like dramatically opening up the cell phone.
Oh, God
Flip phone,
bless
I
him.
should say.
Mm-hmm.
Good times.
Well, we did it. Another episode in the books.
Fuck
and
yeah, you
We
guys.
didn't run out of battery.
Yeah, we gotta wrap it up real quick. But we love you guys so much. Thank you for listening to our thousands of rants during this episode.
Yes. Yeah, this is a real feminist power hour.
Yeah.
Thank you for attending. We hope you learned something.
Yeah, and shout out to all the amazing women that listen to our podcast. We love you. You're the majority. And all the men that listen, because I think every man that listens is just like
A shining star.
a shining star and also very supportive and cool. And if you're not, why the fuck are you here?
Yeah, maybe you hate listening to us. Whatever, we'll take the streams.
Literally, thanks. Oh, and also, you guys, please rate us, because I
Yeah.
noticed that we're kind of missing a lot of ratings on.
We have over 1,000 streams. Where them stars at? It's super easy. You just tap the 5th star.
Yeah, and then read review too if you can, because that would be fucking.
It could even be
sick.
short, just like great podcast.
Yeah, even
Love
even if it's something a little simple, just take a minute out of your day. We'd really appreciate it.
Please.
But thank you so much. We love you. We can't wait till next episode.
Love you, which is gonna be master of disguise. Oh my gosh, guys.
That was great.
The worst, best movie ever made.
I'm so fucking stoked.
It's, have you seen it recently?
No. I haven't watched it probably since.
It's amazing is all I can say.
Oh my God.
Everybody should watch it.
I'm so excited. Yeah, everyone should watch it. So then when we review it, you guys will know what we're talking about. Anyway, we love you so much. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you to our producer Brent for his editing skills and to Grady for our delightful theme song.
If you have questions for us or would like to advertise with us, please email us at blockbusterwives@gmail.com.
And as always, please rate, subscribe, and tell all your friends about us.
We love you.